Good morning, Judge. My name is Peter Michelena with Precinct 4. Good morning, Commissioners. So I wanted to discuss more of the philosophy behind the certificate obligation rather than going down in the weeds on the numbers and the debt tax rate being impacted. And I wanted to address my commissioner and the judge directly. So we have elections this year. It's 6 months away, coming up in November. It is an election year. And one of the things with the certificate obligation, I'm curious about why we are pursuing this instead of going for a bond. When we are at election year, it is 6 months away. When we originally brought up this item, we had discussed the funds for our capital improvement projects were going to come from the money that we had on hand. And since we are able to pay for it, I'm curious as to why we decided to go for a certificate obligation that avoids the voters and their decision-making process in this, and instead of going to a bond. In February, when this was brought up, I also spoke on this item, and I believe that we took out a bond of $100 million recently. Actually, in the last 8 years, we have consistently taken out bonds and certificates obligation, which has stabilized our debt tax rate and has pushed this debt off to, I would say, our children and to the rest of the taxpayers for a long period of time. So I'm not looking for answers from the employees on the debt tax rate. I'm asking why we have decided to continue with the certificate obligation rather than taking it to our voters. This is not an off year. Our voters are meeting. We had a high turnout here for the primary voting. We had a high turnout across the board the last couple of years. And I feel like the citizens that live in this area should be able to decide what their money is going towards. And one of the things I want to mention with this as well is that our county faces different needs. Our tax rate also impacts the city of Bryan, City of College Station, as well as BISD. One of the items that is coming up for consideration there, I think they're discussing a Vader coming up in November as well. There's other concerns that are facing our county, and if the citizens are concerned about how our money is being spent and where their tax dollars are going, then that option should be afforded to them. And so I will say the capital improvement projects are necessary. The maintenance and operation of our buildings are necessary. Would have to pull back the meeting minutes here and just see what specifically the funding was going towards. However, this is more of a broad question on why we are not taking it to the voters in November. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.